The next leg of my central Minnesota ghost hunt takes me to the Mainstreet Brewery in Alexandria. It's the home of the ghost of Martha, a woman who met an unfortunate end on a set of stairs around the turn of the century and now spends her time playing pranks, mostly flickering lights, ruffling curtains, changing the temperature in rooms, and sometimes even turning on stereo equipment that's not plugged in. Now, I would have been kind of skeptical, as usual, but every employee seemed to have a similar story to the next, and all happening on a fairly regular basis. Suffice it to say, this was one very interesting tour.
Nancy and I have both seen it. It's late at night, because Nancy and I both close. But it's right through here. And you don't see a face or anything. You should kind of see like the hologram. It almost looks like a hologram, just floating.
Wow. So it's like the sheer image, but very clearly a woman.
Oh yes, because she's like in a white gown, and she has, long, and the hair she just flows.
Wow.
And Nancy used to be freaked out in the building before.
You kind of edgy in here. You have to go downstairs to close and stuff, and it would just kind of bother me. Yeah. But after I've seen her, nothing in there bothers me. Not a thing. Well, besides the people I work with, work with.
And they're not going away.
No, nowhere.
We're not going to float by.
But it was just a white dress that came right straight across her.
She was wearing a white dress?
White dress, yeah.
One morning I came in, the curtains were waving upstairs. I walked in, I go through the kitchen door to clock in. I heard footsteps run across the upstairs. And I stood there for like 5 minutes just wondering what was going on. Scared. Clock in, I come down and get our stuff for her in the back. And all of a sudden I come in the back and the flat tops turn on high and smoke.
Wow.
And she does that a lot in the kitchen.
So she comes in and messes around with stuff.
Mm-hmm. She throws his plates out of the window. Did that last Monday night.
Yeah, and like the cover to like the food, like to keep it like cool or whatever, just like fell off and landed on the ground. And there's a bucket of oil draining all over on the ground. And I just like walked by it.
And none of you are like freaked out. You're all just like smiling and like, yeah.
It's funny.
She's friendly. Everybody says she's a friendly girl.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's usually just practical jokes that she plays. She doesn't do anything vicious. Supposedly she died on the staircase.
The staircase?
Yep, that's what every story we've heard is that she was pushed down the staircase. That's how, whether it was intentional or accidental during the scuffle between her and one of her suitors. This is a staircase she went down. It's funny because when people have taken pictures, like there was a mother and a daughter here one night, and they took pictures, and the mom was standing on the staircase, and right behind her was a huge orb in the picture. Yeah, that's supposedly her closet. We call it Martha's closet. Because people have gone in there, sometimes you feel it cool. It's like the air, the temperature actually changes.
Martha's closet.
See, the way the story goes is that you always look in the back here in this one back storage room, you see the lights on. There's no lights in that room, by the way.
We had music up here, 3 weeks ago, about a month ago. And I was up here and I was counting out tables because we had, reserved seating. So I'm counting out the chairs. None of the equipment was plugged in. And I'm standing with my back to all of it, and all of a sudden the speaker, when you turn a speaker on, it goes really loud. Yeah, it did. Then I kind of looked. Well, I'm gonna go downstairs for a little bit.
The customers that have experienced something and then they get just really nervous and they leave, or
We've had. There's one guy that won't even go upstairs because him and his wife when they first came in, she made him go upstairs and he got a little freaked out. He's like, I'm not going up there again.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's like 30 years old, so it's not even like he's,
So you start hearing noises, and you're hoping it's the ice maker or something like that. So, and you put it off and say, it is the ice maker. It is. You just have to say it 3 or 4 times.
If every single employee that's here has
Yeah.
had the same experience and you guys have had them together, that's pretty hard to...
Well, and one man, the one night that came out and said to Twyla, she had just been at the table telling them about how, this building's haunted, and everything else. But it's, it's a good haunting, it's not scary or anything. And the man came out of the bathroom and they said, oh, she's just telling us about how it's haunted. And he goes, yep, I believe that. He goes, after just being in the restroom. And I go, why? He says, well, he goes, I'm standing there, I'm doing my business. He goes, and I hear heavy breathing all of a sudden. He goes, so I kind of did one of those, he goes, look under the stall. He goes, I don't see any feet. He goes, so I finished. He goes, and kind of just stepped over. He goes, there wasn't anybody there.
Ooh. Ooh. So it went from a little creeped out to just creeped out in a very different way.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I fell down the stairs,
Yeah, that.
well then you'd have number 2. And I love practical jokes.